what we loved once. Do you remember when?
Ah,
I'm
there,
here. I'm
there we
here.
go.
I all dressed up and everything because I
I
was like,
see that. Fancy, fancy Slim Shady.
right? Because I'm the queen of quarantine. I have
Yeah,
my
there you
crown.
go. You
Look
look
at
it
this.
too.
Look, I got a crown.
Oh my gosh, adorable. Love it.
So there you go. I'll be granting wishes for the rest of the time. I have my wand.
Oh, well, I have a few.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
And I
I
have
have a
my drink.
list.
So, you know,
There you go. That's what we tell
pinch in.
people. You have pants?
I chose not to wear pants.
By the fire? There was no fire. By the fire, there was
I
going
didn't
to
do the
have no
fire
fire.
either. It's
By the fire,
it's a
there
lot
was
of
going to have
pressure
no
in one
fire.
day. I'm lucky I got
Yeah.
dressed. Well, you know,
Yeah,
that's
I know, for real.
I have my
A lot of
peignoir.
people are getting dressed up for the live sometimes. And I'm just like, I'm just throwing on some clothes and that's it.
Well, I know all my friends in Europe, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning for them. So cheers to
Yeah,
you.
some of them stay up anyway, I notice, and they're like, I'm gonna stay up and watch it anyway, and then like it's up for 24 hours because I save it, so it's up for 24 hours, so they could always watch it, after. But a lot of
Yes.
them actually stay up because it's the weekend and they don't have to work or.
Well, we better make it good then.
Yeah, they've all our lives have all been great. I mean, they've all been real funny. We talk about a lot of stuff. Everybody has really liked them, so you know. I even said I'd bring like some people back around, you know, uh, because we're gonna be doing this for a while. I mean, this quarantine thing. So why the
Really
hell
looking
not?
like it, my friends. I know. I know
I don't think
the
I don't think it's ending anytime soon.
some
They keep
people would like us back by Easter. I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen.
no. They
Stay
just
home.
extended LA.
What was
They
that?
just extended LA till May 15th on lockdown.
Easily.
I mean,
If we do
here,
if we do this right and we do it well and we suffer through for this short term, it will
right.
make the whole thing shorter. But all of us who have been staying home and trying to do this right, it's not that it's for naught, but if, with for the other people that are out there like playing soccer and basketball and still, having parties and whatever else, all they're doing is prolonging the agony for all of us. And that agony includes
Yeah.
the economic agony. So, we really have to think collectively right now more than probably at any time we've ever done.
Absolutely. I mean, even look, I mean, I see it all over. And when I see it, I'm like, but I can't even say any. I mean, it's here in my city too. I mean, they're all in Central Park without masks on top of each other. And I'm like, what's wrong with you people? They're throwing gloves all over the streets. And it's like, well, what is the purpose of the gloves? I mean, you still have to not wash your hands and not touch your face. And if you're going to throw them all over the street,
Then you're
it
just being a
defeats the
littery
purpose. It
jerk.
just,
Yes. Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
I mean, like, that's
Here, I
gross. I
think all
mean,
you can do is keep your own backyard clean. That's what I'm doing. My kids and we have been home this whole time. We're not mixing with anybody. My daughter turned 13 in the midst of all of this. And,
oh,
we did a social distancing party where people came and drove by and they had their signs and,
yeah,
they were standing across the street and she was waving and, they were
that
yelling
works.
across the street and like doing stacked TikToks together. So,
Yeah. Well, people also use Zoom, and they all like get together in a Zoom party. I've known people that they do that, and they all just talk and drink, and they're all there together, and it's nice. So it's good that we have these like little tools and techniques, but actually getting outside and doing what you guys said you did is nice because you get outside, you could see people, you can't, be, affectionate or anything, but you
we
can't be
would be like,
close. Yeah, you can just be like, you can blow
and
kisses. I
we
mean, I
had
don't
the
even know if you
fire
want to blow. I don't
department.
even think you want to blow kisses at this point either. But
Gosh, the more they start to learn about this, they're like, "Oh, you don't even have to be close." I'm like, ah, gosh.
no,
I'll be in the
it's
house.
like my friends are like, "Oh, I'm like wiping down." Like I said, look, I'm not going over crazy. Like like my friend, I saw like commercials about throwing food in the baths and soap and like disinfectant. And the one doctor and other doctors in an article said, do not do that to your food because it's not good for you because you shouldn't be putting soap and disinfectants on your food. And people were doing that, and I'm like, guys, I mean, let's not take it too far. Like, I mean, at some point
People are
we
scared.
have to, like, I mean, we're nervous and we're fearful of everything, and I am too. But like for that, I'm just like, but like, I mean, I'm not. I mean, that I'm not doing. And the one doctor who's into pandemic, she said, like, she goes, I sanitize my cart when I go to the grocery store. I wear a mask. She's like, but when I get home, she goes, I don't wipe down my groceries. I put them away. And because I think they mentioned like the virus dies after like 24 hours or something like that. And then if you cook everything like in the heat, it kills it anyway when you're
I've
cooking
been
your
wiping,
food.
like I take my cans and I wipe my cans and I wipe all the little boxes and I
Yeah,
wash
yeah,
my fruits and veggies, and I'm trying not
yeah,
to be overly paranoid. I think it seems to be not a super shelf stable virus from what they're talking about. It's
right,
more droplets that we got to worry about, and so if you said
right,
to me, if I
exactly.
stay home, then I'm safe. So I'm staying
I just
home.
order my groceries. I don't even,
It's
my,
marvelous. I'm telling you,
my,
there's a big part of me that, and I think this is the lesson inside this, and also the silver lining within it is, for months before this happened, I was working and working and working and working. And, I'm working on I have a film that I'm meant to be directing, hopefully in the late fall. And I'm working on that. And I have a script and a pilot that I'm working on getting my pitch ready for, all the stuff I'm always doing, if you know anything about me. And,
yeah,
I've got 2 kids and I'm running around all over the place and I'm forever in my car and go, go, go. And found myself going, why am I like, I don't enjoy this really. So this break of not having to be constantly like the hustle of it, I need a
yeah,
break from the hustle. So I'm
yeah,
happy to
yeah.
have a bit
You
of
you
that.
are always you are always running around, and
Mm-hmm.
it's. I think that even myself. I mean, I was upset about that I had to cancel my trip in April because I need the vacation from everything from last year with the medical stuff and then they're not traveling and and I was just like can't wait for this vacation, and then that happened and I was like, you know what, son of a bitch.
Time to be home.
I was like, I can't, and my doctor's like, pretty much like, you don't get this because I have no spleen, blah blah. I'm like, okay, so basically, don't leave the house, and I'm not planning on it anyway. So, I go
Yeah.
out on my balcony because I need some type of fresh air or something because
Or
I
go
just
out at like
can't.
10 o'clock at night and go for a walk when nobody's out there and you're not going to cross paths with anybody. This is my big plan. I'm going to
I
take the girls
thought about
at
that.
midnight, you know?
Yeah, I thought about that, and in early in the morning, but like in New York, believe it or not, there are people all over the place still, because I think everybody has that idea.
I'm trying to read all
Um,
these things at the bottom here.
Yeah, they're going fast. Oh, I promised everybody I would tell them how you got the name Slim Shady.
Yes, do
All right.
tell.
All right. So this is how I gave her and why I call her Slim Shady. This was actually, I think it was like forever ago, and I still have the video somewhere. My friend, who's a cop, has 2 little boys, and when his name is Austin, and when he was young, he loves Keegan. He was like, he loves the Blue Fairy. He was like in love with her, and he liked the Evil Queen. He used to do the Evil Queen videos. So when he did yours, I don't know if you remember, he's like, I love the Blue Fairy, Slim Shady, and he like puts his hand here like all like gangsta and just calls her Slim. He just did that out of nowhere, and I was like, I was dying. And I think I sent you the video on Twitter, and you were
I
like,
remember
"Oh, Slim
a
Cutie"
long
or
time ago.
whatever.
Well, and because
Yeah, it
I don't
was,
know,
but that's how I
always
started.
I was always trying to, because they didn't always give the Blue Fairy or the Nun particular things for her. She was the character
Right.
that served everybody else's story. If they needed to like fix something, they would fly in the Blue Fairy and whatever. And I just thought, wouldn't I always try to come up with a secret, or if I don't have a backstory, I make one up. And I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if she was evil, or because she couldn't fall in love with anybody because she was a nun, that was clear.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess she could, but they weren't going to do that on 8 o'clock on Sunday night on ABC, right? um, and And so all I could do was kind of play her sort of shady in the end.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And a lot of people kind of glommed onto that. And it was fun. And it's still fun. I love Blue Shady and all that. It still
Yeah,
makes me
no,
laugh.
I mean, everyone always asks me, where did you get that nickname for? I said, I've been calling her that for a while. So I was like, all right, so when we do our live, I said, I will reveal
But your
how
birthday
that
just
came
went.
about. What happened?
Oh,
Oh,
I'm like, once in a while I can catch one.
oh, somebody said today's my birthday. Happy birthday.
I saw that. It's a happy birthday.
Pippin the Siamese kitty.
So, but I have, he'll show up. He'll be whining and come in here at any moment, I'm sure.
So
Because of course. And like
that,
stick his butt in the camera or something, because that's what Romeo does. He can't stand somebody else getting attention.
oh yeah, well, yeah, I know how that goes.
So I'm gonna like to maybe try to catch some of these questions. Should I be answering
Yeah,
questions?
I'm trying to see if we can catch some of them while we're babbling, and if we can catch some questions here and there.
I saw
So will somebody
the
ask?
other day. She was like, "How not to do
Oh
your
yeah.
live?" You know, like don't screenshot that. I know.
Probably everything that I do.
And then the other one was like, "Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh my god," you know. And I was like, "Oh gosh, no, I don't do that." But you're trying to catch people's questions and you know answer something and not just be sitting there like, "Hey guys, welcome to my channel."
Well, this is what we do. Like, well, look, I mean, every single one I've done, Sean, Lon, I mean, we tried to catch a couple of questions and comments and stuff, but they go by really fast. But also, you know, we're also here to like make people laugh and talk about different things and try to get their mind off as an escape. And we try to catch as
We need
many as we
Sean as
can, you
the
know, so they go
He
pretty
can be the
fast
guy like
sometimes. Let me see.
asking the questions. We'll get Sean to be like he, his beautiful British accent, and God, he's so funny.
Yeah, we had fun, and probably gonna circle back around and you know down the road, and well, me and him will do one again. Wait, hold on, because you're
But no, come on. I put some effort in here,
breaking up a
people.
little bit. Hold on.
I couldn't find my crown though, my little like
Oh, there we
tiara
go.
crown, unfortunately. So
Oh wait, here's a question. How is working on the Magicians? I don't know. You keep circling towards. Is this pausing or is it just me?
I don't know. It looks like it was fun.
She's frozen, but I'm seeing her dance across the screen.
Question at the bottom.
No, I know. I'm trying to see the questions, but like you keep freezing. So hold on 1 second. Stop freezing. All right, hold on. We're gonna redo this. There she is.
I see them.
And wow, you look like you're much clearer now too. Yeah, I was like, let me start over because I think there's so many people going live that it's just making Instagram wonky. And a lot of the times, if you start it over, it usually
all those famous people going live.
Usually, it gets clear once like you start it over.
I'm in my pajamas too, though, so I'll forgive them.
Fancy pajamas.
These are fancy pajamas. It's a peignoir pour mes amis français.
No, I didn't get to hear who.
Questions.
I didn't get to hear who you would. When my nieces asked, who would you choose for the love of Blue Fairy? Who did you pick?
Well, you know, I think the blue whale was kind of a fun one. That's still one of my favorite lines. Can the nuns date? I thought David Anders with that line was my favorite. I think the Mad Hatter and the Blue Fairy, they could have made a good pair, huh?
I like the Mad Hatter.
I did too. So good.
Yes, Sebastian,
yeah.
yes.
That was a great storyline.
Okay, there's some questions in here.
We could have done the sheriff, you know. little 50 Shades blue.
Yeah, there you go. If he didn't get killed.
Kill the good ones.
They
I
killed the
got killed
good
a
one.
bunch of times. I just kept coming back.
You did die like a couple of times.
I think I died like the most times of anybody other than Colin or something.
Yeah, let me think. I think you might have. I mean, well, Robin died what, twice? Robin died
For sure.
twice.
Bluella. Colin died twice. I went like through the vortex. I was in the coffin. At the very end, God knows what happened to me at the very end, right?
Yeah, Robin
I
died
got
twice. I think
that
Robin
was
Hood.
a lot of
Yeah, Robin Hood. I think almost died 3 times, or he died 2 times and got brought back. Robin Hood.
Sean has an amazing ability though. Like every show he goes on, he just becomes something because he's so funny and charming. And you're like, I've been here for 5 years. What happened? Sean McGuire sweeps in. I'm here now, and it's all changes.
Bring him back from the dead.
He just has that ability, you know.
Yes.
Damn
Like
you, Sean, being so charming.
No, he died once, but what I'm saying is he almost died until Regina had him saved by the Dark Swan, and then he almost died from
and all that.
Yeah, and then that flying thing was sucking his life out until they all saved him. So he was almost dying. Keegan wants to kill him right now.
No, that was a true love thing. Let's see what we've got here. Should we go through?
Is that the real one?
This. How was it in Belgium? Belgium was great, except for the fact that I had the plague and I was so sick. And then trying to get home from there with the plague was awful. And then worrying that I had the actual plague has been, I still really don't. It's not clear to me whether or not I had COVID-19 or not.
I was just going to ask you if that ever came back, because I know you told me it didn't when I checked on you.
The original test, something went wrong with, and then quite a bit afterwards, they called me and they were like, we would like to test you again. And I was like, and it tells you that they were not quite together. They were like, they called me into my own doctor's office, and I go there and there's people there, and I'm sitting there thinking, if they think that I have coronavirus,
right?
Should I maybe not be in the doctor's office? And so by the time I had the second test, I actually think I was so far past the illness that it wouldn't register. And I would like to be tested at a time when it's, a better time to see if I have the antibodies. Because if I have the antibodies, then I can blue fairy some people.
Yeah, there you
my
go.
Antibodies.
Is that the real wand?
Pardon? It's my real fairy wand.
Is that the real one? Were you given that, or did you?
I was given it. I can't say by whom because I didn't want to get in trouble. But there was like 8 of them. So at the end, they were like, "Here, you should have this."
Yeah, well, I mean, totally true. Totally true. I think you should have gotten one.
Thank you. I hope I can get maybe my glasses from Magicians too. Does everybody know like that one?
I was just saying, I can get my glasses from the Magicians.
It looked like I was doing Rebecca's thing. No, it's not that.
Yeah, the Wicked. Yeah. Now, did you actually get to work with Sean when you were on the Magicians?
No, our characters did not cross. I never got to go to Fillory. It just wasn't my storyline. I'm a break bills person.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
Wait, there's questions in here. Let me see what some of them are.
Can I get one launch? No, but you could have this. There, I just granted your wish. Whatever it was. I hope it was good.
Somebody just asked if you stole the wands. You already answered. She already answered that.
She did not steal the wand.
She did not steal it.
I was gifted my wand.
What was your favorite thing? What was your favorite thing about the actors?
Pardon?
What was your favorite thing about the actors?
That's a very general question.
I don't know. That's what it says.
Look, one of the things I love the most about working in film is the camaraderie between takes. And especially if you're working at a time when, whatever you have going on is not super serious. Certainly I've done a lot of films or roles in which I can't be, hanging out at craft services and laughing. I have an accent, or I have serious work, I have emotional work, and I can't do that. But whenever I can, it's just my favorite part. And as I have been working towards my career in directing, I like to go and hang out with all the different departments So I go and hang out at the special effects truck for a while and ask a bunch of questions, or I hang out with the crane guys and ask them what's going on. And I'm forever at the cameras, like, what lens are you guys on? Like, I try to guess what lens I think it is, and then ask the guys,
Right.
like, yes, you know, just asking questions wherever I can. And I don't know, there's a lot of funny, creative, interesting people who work in film. And so it's just one of my favorite parts is always the funny little jokes and just
Yeah.
all of that. And
Yeah, the
that's
fun
what I
stuff.
miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
The
mean, I miss
BTS
paychecks
moments.
also. I really miss those. I think we all miss paychecks right about now.
Yeah. The BTS stuff. Yeah, that's always the fun stuff that
So
you know
great.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have I ever? Oh, I missed it. I was so close.
What was
What's it
it?
like working with Lana and Bex? Always funny. Did you steal something? No. Do you remember the Blue Ella ship? Yes,
Look,
I do.
she's
Of
Slim
course I
Shady.
do.
It don't mean that she steals stuff.
Right. Well, here's cheers to Victoria Smurfit and Blue Ella forever.
Oh, there you go.
She's just such a crackerjack, that one.
Is
I
that
love
drink
her.
is that drink pink or is that just my eyeballs?
No, of course it's pink.
Oh, it's pretty.
Thank you. I don't mess around here. If I'm going to do live, I'm going to be
I was gonna
fancy.
say, I mean, you know, you got it going on.
Thank you.
She's
Just
all
my
fancy.
J-Lo hairdo.
She's all fancy.
I'm trying, you know.
I'm about to chop my hair off because I've never had it this long, and I just keep putting it up because it's driving me crazy. I usually keep it like here, so my
I'm
hair.
like 5 minutes from.
Yeah, I'm just like ready to shit. Like, God, dudes can just be like, zzz, zzz, zzz. Like, I mean, between my eyebrows and trying to keep those because I can't get them done, and my hair, I'm just like gonna go crazy.
I think that I have a theory that there's going to be a lot more like naturalness going on at the end of this, shall we say? I'm thinking it's too graphic to say. I think pubic hair is going to make a comeback at the end of all. Really
Everyone's gonna just be going around with no underwear, no bra, pajamas, pubic
Women
hair,
non-porn
hair all over the place, eyebrows hanging down to the floor.
All the eyebrows are going to be grown in.
Just like
gray
unibrows.
roots straight up to here. Yeah.
It'll be new looks. It'll be new create things. What was that?
But hear me out here. I think we were getting into this, and I see it. Like I see it on Instagram, not because I follow those things. They freak me out. You're going to fall into one camp or another, right? I fall into a camp, and how I speak to my daughters is whatever you do with your makeup and your things. For me, I think should look like you came with it. You know what I mean? Relatively speaking, like obviously I have makeup on. I didn't come with that. But like if you have these eyelashes and like, I just, for me, I like a more natural look. And for the last while, it's been like a ton of contouring and layers and like makeup that most people don't even have time to do. And I wonder if after this we have a move, like finally this is what will make the pendulum start to swing back to a more dewy, natural, you know, I think we are already starting to see that the older women can be beautiful, right? I mean, we have like these beauties like Helen Mirren with real faces and real hair, and Jane Fonda.
Look, I think the natural look is incredibly attractive. I've grown as I've gotten older. I've embraced a more natural look. I used to be that constant, perfect hair, makeup everywhere you go, blah, blah, until I got to a certain age, and then I was just like, you know, in adulthood, and I was just like, I was like the time to do the makeup, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I don't know. I just started embracing the more naturalness of myself as I got older. I don't know. Maybe it's a getting older thing. I don't know.
Well, and I asked myself, like, how many women, even as, look, I don't do my hair and I don't do my makeup unless I have to. And frankly, like, during quarantine, it's like if you've asked me for a cameo and you don't get it for a couple days, it's not a day to do my hair. Today is a hair day, so I'm gonna do all my cameos right when I'm done this because I did my hair. But I don't know. It's giving all of our skin a break, and it's just a time to just like step back from where we've been. And I know also that this is a time with a lot of angst for a lot of people. And having grown up with a single mother, you know, paycheck to paycheck, my mom would have $20. At the end, when she got paid and bought groceries and paid the bills, she would have $20 to last 2 weeks. And if one of us were like, hey, Mom, it's hot dog day,
Yeah.
then she couldn't have a coffee for a couple of days at work. Like that's how close to the wire we were living. And had this happened during that time, I'm fearful to think that we would have lost our house, that we would have been in really big trouble. My mom couldn't have gone out and done the 2-week grocery to get all the stuff. And I really think a lot about that right now. People with, because I love to cook, you guys know I love to cook. And I'm thinking actually I might do like a live, like let's cook together, Keegalicious kitchen thing.
That's nice. Yeah, do it.
It would be cool, right?
Yeah, do it.
And I love to cook, but I don't want to post things about what I'm cooking, for example, because I think a lot of people right now are really facing a lot of food insecurity.
Yeah.
And I think it just is another opportunity for us to be thankful and think about the things that we have, as simple as like eggs. You know, you go out and try to get some eggs right now, man, it makes you think about how often we get food and don't even think about it, how often we let things rot in our refrigerator.
Oh yeah, and throw them out. Yeah. I totally. I mean,
I got 2 dozen eggs yesterday from a friend hooked me into like some kind of cooperative thing from a farm out in Langley. And I got 2 dozen like farm fresh eggs. And I was like, I felt like I was in heaven when this flat came, you know?
Nice.
It's these little things.
Yeah, I mean, to order groceries here, it's
Pasta
like you gotta wait like 2 weeks.
You can make your own pasta. It's easy, but you need eggs. So I don't know.
You need eggs, but you need eggs.
You need eggs.
Keegan has some eggs if anybody needs eggs.
That's my favorite thing to make. I have so many things that I love to make, but I will tell you a couple things that I've made recently that I think I made the Cook's Illustrated falafel yesterday. I know I shouldn't get that excited about falafel, but it was so good.
Falafel is good. I like falafel.
They were so good. The simplest thing, it was a Jamie Oliver thing, so shout out to Jamie Oliver here. His little steamed buns, so a can of coconut milk, 1 can of self-rising flour. If you don't have it, you can make it. You just look it up. It's very easy. 1 can of that, and then 1 can of AP flour. Just blitz that up in like a food processor if you have one, or however you have to, and then make 16 little balls out of it. Put it in a steamer. You can put something inside. I was putting like just a spiced pork mix that I made. Steamed those up. My kids went bananas over them, and they were so easy. So
yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I mean, you got to try new things, because at some point I think we're all sitting here like, for me, I've known a couple of times that I'm just like, I feel like there's nothing left to eat. Like, I feel like I ate everything and I don't want to eat anything anymore. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's nothing. You have to like invent stuff, like, you know, like, but I get like that naturally. Like, it had nothing to do with the pandemic. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what I want to eat anymore.
I subscribe to Bon Appetit magazine and to Cook's Illustrated, and so I have no shortage of things I could be cooking. The problem for me is that I like to eat it all, and then when you're go for a run, or thank God for the Nike Training Club. That's all I can say. That was my big shout out to Nike, who I don't know how much you need my shout out, but I really love that app. It has all the workouts. I can do them at home.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of keeping it at bay, you know. I feel like everybody at the end of this is going to be like, I'll say, like, the boobs are better, but the abs are much worse. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, let's answer some questions. I have invented so much random food.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I've invented.
I don't know how I feel about random food.
Cooking is actually very therapeutic too, in my opinion.
Heck yes.
My niece asked a question here. I am 10 and I love to cook. She does. She makes cooking videos. She makes cooking videos on YouTube, which she does. Have you ever made rice bowls? Rice bowls are good if you go look up the recipe, or I'll send you my grandmother's recipe, but they're good if you. I don't know if you've ever had a rice bowl. It's an Italian thing, yeah.
Oh, what is those arancini?
Yeah, it's arancinis. It's like you could put peas in them. You could put just mozzarella with the rice. You can put meat in it if you want. There's there's different ways to make them, but I mean I'll send you a couple of the recipes. They're so good. And I can never make them like her, but I just love them in general anyway. So
maybe you send me the recipes, and maybe that'll be my Keegan live with Keegalicious in the kitchen or something.
Yeah, I'll send you a couple of them. Yeah, I'll send you a couple of them.
When I was in Italy, we were driving from, oh my gosh, what do you call the fancy place on the side? The Amalfi Coast, back to Rome. And you stop at those amazing little. They're just like gas stations with these little coffee bars, and everybody's in there having their coffee, and you're like, and they sell all these beautiful Italian sandwiches. You're like, I have been to Italy before, because y'all know that I'm a French person, right? Like,
molto bene.
Pour moi, c'est la vie. And then I was in Italy, and I was like, oh, watch out, like Rome. Just blew my mind. Oh, ci sono
Yeah.
tante cose da vedere. There's my
Molto
Italian for you.
bene. Molto
I
bene.
forgot. Do you speak Italian?
I speak a little bit, yeah. I mean, that's my
Really?
roots. I speak a little bit. Most of what I learned when I was younger was a lot of bad stuff from my grandmother's, like bad words
I
and
was
stuff.
expecting that. Well, see, until Duolingo, one of the first things I learned in Duolingo was chi è l'uomo nella vasca? I was like, who is the man in the tub? Why do I need to know how to say that? And then the next one was like, it is necessary that the husband die. È necessario che il marito muoio. I was like, what's going on in the Duolingo Italian app here?
One of the things I remembered, Vaffangulo, yeah, everybody, yeah. I mean, I learned that years ago. One of the things that I remember, my great grandfather, he was from Calabria, and he had a very strong Italian accent. So when you really never understood what he said. And the one thing I remember when you sneeze, and I don't know how I remember this like by heart, but I never forgot it. When you would sneeze, he would say this big thing. It would be "Clisce Santa Rico contento e buona fortuna." And it was like this big ass thing when you sneeze, and it meant like bless you, may God bless you. It's like this whole big thing.
That's a
I
fun
have
one.
no idea even what he says. I just know it in Italian.
I like just French, simple. La tes souhaits.
Somebody asked if you speak fluent
J'ai mes amis
French.
en France qui me demandent de parler en français un petit peu. Ben voilà, j'ai parlé.
Obviously, she speaks fluent French, guys. So that answers your question.
It depends. If you've been there, I was at a convention and I was like, I'm going to tell a joke. So I do, and they go, qui c'est? And I go, boo. And they go, bookie. And it's supposed to be boo hoo. And then you say, oh, don't cry. And then when they said bookie, it's like they laughed harder at the fact that I screwed up the whole thing than they would have at the actual joke. So bookie is one of my most favorite memories of Montpellier. What does it say? The first movie I ever saw, Final Destination. Oh yes, with my forehead decoration.
I had an old high school.
Turned like 20 years old or something.
Yeah, you were in 2, right? Was it the second one?
2.
My old high school friend was in the 5th one. Nick Zano.
Nah,
I don't remember which the hell one he was in.
Can I talk Scottish? Oh my gosh. Somebody from Scotland the other day sent me something that said, because it was National Unicorn Day, they said that the unicorn is their national animal.
Okay.
I was slightly confused by that. Can I talk Scottish? I don't think they have a language.
Yeah, I don't. Just besides their accent, that's some of my Scottish friends. They talk very it's a strong accent. So sometimes people are like, I don't know what you're saying, but I have Irish friends who the same thing. I always laugh.
Hey Jay.
But let me see. Do you have any fond memories of working on the 4400?
Oh my gosh, I think I only had 1 or 2 days on that show, so I scarcely remember it at all. Actually. Somebody sent me a picture the other day of it, and I was like, oh gosh, I'd sort of forgotten about that one. After such a long career of working on so many things, there are some that don't stand. Like, it just depends on what kind of role you have.
You're kind of like everywhere. You've done a lot of stuff. What's Babbel or Duolingo?
Oh, Babbel is another language one. So I did all of Duolingo in Italian, and then I did Babbel. And then after quite a long while of doing Babbel, and I really liked it, I realized that I can only speak Italian in one country. So I was like, maybe I should focus on Spanish, because I was really having trouble. All my Spanish started to bleed into my Italian, and then suddenly I couldn't speak Italian or Spanish. And
they're very similar languages.
Too similar, like it was really screwing me up.
Yeah,
so
they're very similar. A lot of their stuff is really the same, kind of, in a lot of ways.
The Philippines.
Are you working on anything are you working on anything that kids can watch?
What did I just do? No, the last thing I did was Twilight Zone. I don't know if kids can watch it. Not little kids can't watch it, but I don't think it's the one I'm in is not scary. It's I don't think there's anything.
My older niece might be able to watch a Twilight Zone, but the other ones are younger, so they might be a little bit kind of freaked out by Twilight Zone.
Un poquito, sì. Mi falta práctica. Oh, Italian and Spanish. Yes, I'm doing my best. Hello from Australia. have the worst Australian accent. I can't remember if it was an audition or if it was something I did, and I had to say, I work at Wave Crest. Something about Wave Crest. It was like
That's not bad. That's not
a
bad.
Barbie thing. Wave Crest. And to this day, my kids will every once in a while break out their Australian accent and talk about Wave Crest.
I know a few people from Australia. I
Do
love
I
their
know
accents.
Jennifer Tilly? That feels like the most random question.
I saw that too. I was like, I like Jennifer Tilly, but where did that question? Did you ever work with her?
I loved her in. I mean, I love her in lots and lots of things. And I loved her sister in Agnes of God. She was brilliant in that. But I love Jennifer Tilly in Monsters. You know, Monsters Inc. I love that movie.
Yeah, I love that. I was just watching that movie the other day.
With who? Oh, with J-Mo. Great. J-Mo's great. I mean, she's so smart. I really like that about her. I talked to her a lot about directing. In fact, I would say that J-Mo kind of was the impetus for me to really push myself to the next place as a director. Just conversations that we had on set. So, yeah, it was great. How was it to play Belle? Oh, it had its moments. You know, playing Belle was great because I could connect with young fans. It was something my kids really liked. They could come on set and they got to meet they got to meet the people that they look up to at their age group at that time. And even you can even actually spot both of my kids in the finale of Descendants 3. They were both there in the big huge one dancing and really it was because they kept changing my days and then I didn't have a babysitter anymore. So I was like, guess what? Y'all are coming to work with me. And I brought their little dresses and we showed up at work and I said, get dressed. And we went on to set and I just brought them over to Kenny and I said, you have 2 extra dancers today. And Kenny said, great. And we put them in and they had the time of their lives that day. Honestly, they were on set for probably 15 hours, dancing away and, going to craft services. And my little one went around and got her little yearbook signed by she actually has her book signed by almost everybody in that whole show. She just had a great time.
That's cute.
It was really sweet. And it's sweet for me. Like when I watch, I can see them. I know where they are. You even see
that's nice.
My older girl got a good shot.
That's a nice bonding thing to do with them too. Like, when you can, not only that you bring them to work, but you could actually work. You were able to work with them a little bit, so that's like a nice memory to have with their mom. That's kind of cool.
It was. They really liked it. It was a good one for them. They have had to come to work with me a couple of times when I couldn't get a babysitter, and the other time was Dead Rising, so they did not get to come out and play in that one with all the zombies. They were really quite little then. So.
Yeah, they were probably like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'll stay home.
But I will say, Belle, her clothes are some of the most uncomfortable clothes I have ever worn in my whole life, especially the last one. That finale dress was like wearing straw. It was the worst. It was so bad.
That sounds horrible.
It was horrible.
Oh, somebody asked how it was to work with Vera Farmiga.
Oh my gosh.
Whom I love as an actress. I think she's great. I want to ask that question too.
She's sort of mesmerizing. Like I can remember specifically the scene where we were like in the school and I was telling her something about, Norman isn't right, whatever I was saying. And I'm in the scene with her and I would just be sort of like, remember who was it? Ricky Tikki Tavi, or who's the snake in Jungle Book where how his eyes would go like this and you'd be like, that's what it's like sitting across from Vera Farmiga. She just is so beautiful and present and engaged and really a wonderful actress. I love her.
That of person, like, when I watch her, because I think she's a great actress and I love all her work and I watch it a lot, and everything she's ever been in has been somewhat like that. It's like very mesmerizing to watch her act, her skill and just the different genres that she's been in. She's done like several different ones, so
she's got it. She's got the thing.
Yeah, she's good.
Can you tell me something about blue hairdressers? Is that what it said?
Hey, blue hairdressers. Hold on.
I don't know.
Oh, what was the blue fairy's dress uncomfortable?
Oh, it got better in the later years. The early versions of it. When you're up in the harness and everything, this is not comfortable. It depends. Like sometimes I'd be in the harness only for an hour and that wasn't such a big deal. But there were some days where I was in the harness for 12 hours. And so those days were hard days. I certainly liked it better when I got the actual dress and I got to be proper sized and be able to be in scenes with other actors instead of
Getting a wedgie flying around.
Yeah. Yeah. I spent like the first 3 seasons by myself hanging in the air and in a green screen.
Oh my god.
That's so long. Yeah. Tell me about it. Once I worked at something like a 23-hour day
Oh damn.
between the 2 units. I worked whatever is the legal maximum you are allowed to work a person in one day. I did that.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a long, long day.
They do have those. Even, they have them for adults too. There's only so much you can work before they like tell you like, yeah, you're gonna drop.
Yeah. I remember our AD, Robbie Duncan, he was down on the ground and I'm up in the thing. And because I had gone from main unit to second unit. That's why I had such a long day. And he was down there and he's like, look, she has 5 minutes tops. Like at 5 minutes, I have to pull the plug legally and pull her out. So was doing 2 episodes of the Blue Fairy, and they just put me up on the rig, and the director was like, just say all your lines and make as many faces as possible. So they pulled me up, and I have nobody there. I'm doing all the lines to a piece of tape, saying the stuff, and then I just was like, there. That is how I did 2 episodes. So if you ever thought I sucked, it might have been those episodes.
That's insane. Make weird faces and just say your lines.
Welcome to life working on a green screen. It's there should be special awards for people who do green screen work. It's hard. It's strange.
Yeah. It kind of looks like just, like you really have to kind of, I think, be very imaginative and creative and very just in the moment to be able to do that, because
well, as an actor on set, even though you have the world there, when you audition you have nothing, so you're already creating that world. But even on set, especially a lot of Once Upon a Time was just straight up green screen. You'd be like, okay, well, where's the desk thing? And they'd be like, okay. And really it's like a block painted green and you just put your thing on it. And you just, I don't know. I think the thing you miss the most on green screen is if you don't have eyeballs. Always to be able to look into the eyeballs of another actor is the best. Although I remember once I was like, I need eyeballs. I need some eyeballs. I'm tired of working the tape. So they got a stand-in, and the stand-in was like, oh, I'll do them. So she gets up on the ladder, and God love her, she was really trying to do the right thing, but she's doing the off-camera lines, and she's like, and I'm in the harness, like, wonderful, right now. So finally I pulled over the idea. I was like, okay, you can tell her it's okay. Bring back the tape.
That's what you get when you ask for eyeballs.
I never asked for eyeballs again after that.
Yes, you should never ask for eyeballs now.
No more eyeballs for me.
No more eyeballs. Okay, wait. There was a question. Where'd it go?
I can't believe Romeo hasn't shown up yet. I don't understand.
Yes, where is Romeo? Where out?
Romeo!
Where out thou, Romeo?
Wherefore art thou, Romeo? Maybe he ran away because it's unusual that he's not here. That cat has tried so hard to run away. I don't even know what to think. Some days I'm like, okay, look, do you not want to be here? I don't know. He wants to be wild. Would I like to work in France? Is that what that said? Bah, bien sûr.
Yep. That was
okay.
Yeah. Are there any movies or TV shows you've been in the past that kids can watch? I mean, we have lots of time now. That's my niece's. That's my niece's those questions.
Jinxed. Look up Jinxed. That was a great movie on Nickelodeon.
Don't be watching nothing you're not supposed to be watching.
No. It was Nickelodeon. You can watch that.
Okay, you can watch.
Click on one.
You can
really
watch
sweet,
that.
Funny. Although, did you see? I did a whole story the other day about somebody had posted a picture of us, and I had the baby in the carrier, and I was telling the story about. It's still one of my favorite moments on set, because we had shot there was this whole thing where the house falls down around us because they're jinxed, right? They're the Murphys and whatever.
Right.
And we had already shot the outside part where we run out of the house and the house literally falls down. The dad is in the doorway and the house just like falls with him perfectly in the doorway. And then afterwards, who knows how long afterwards, we're shooting the interior that happens before that. And I have the baby is in her little chair and she's got a bib and I'm feeding her. And then the house is falling down and I grab the baby and run out. And as I'm running out, it's a fake baby. It's like $50,000 silicone babies. They're heavy. And the baby's in the carrier, and I'm trying to pull the bib off because when I ran outside, the baby didn't have a bib on because we hadn't shot this thing yet. And I realized this, and I'm a good actor. I'm good with continuity. I was like, I got to get this bib off. And as I'm running, they're all outside because there's explosions and whatever else. They're outside watching on this teeny little monitor. And I take the bib off, and the baby's head flies off, like, and is rolling down the hallway in front of me. And I sort of stop, and I'm like, and they're outside going, why did she stop? What's going on? And I'm like, because
My
I
baby,
have this baby right here. So it's rolling.
It's rolling. My baby's head is rolling. Well, no, I read somebody
Like it just flew off.
I know somebody that said that to be pregnant and also to carry those fake babies is like they're heavy as shit. Like they
If they do
said,
them right, if they pay for the good ones, yes.
yeah, they
You
said,
can always tell the fake pregnant lady with the like cloth belly that doesn't weigh anything, and they always do that fake sit down like, oh, I'm
yeah,
pregnant.
oh
Like,
my
I never saw it like that one time during 2 pregnancies. So
I've never seen any of my pregnant friends do that either. So like, you know, I always
that's
laugh.
right
And
up
they're
there
just
with
like,
empty suitcases. I hate empty suitcases in a scene. That makes me crazy. Empty purses, empty coffee cups. So put some water in it.
you can always tell when it's an empty coffee cup. I was like, first of all, you can't even see the coffee, and you can tell the way they lifted that up that there's nothing in there. I was like, it's like
The
this.
director, you will never ever see an empty coffee cup in an actor's hand on my set, or an empty purse, or an empty suitcase.
Because you see what also thing I like what you said. I always notice continuity things. Like you ever see when they're smoking a cigarette, and then 2 seconds later,
Yeah.
this big, and then 5 seconds later, it's this big again, and I'm like, that makes no sense. So I'm like, what did they do? Light up another cigarette real quick? I was like,
Well, you got to remember that we've done 10, 15, depending on how big the budget is and how much time they have. You've done take after take after take after take, and maybe there was a weird sound on an earlier take that they really liked and they couldn't use it, or whatever it is. You know, there's a boom in the shot and they have to use a later one, and that's why it doesn't match. That's why props are always dangerous. They are a dangerous thing.
I always used to laugh because I was like, that's hilarious. Because the cigarette's like this, then it's like this, then it's like this.
Yes, it's
It
rubbish.
only
So many what?
went
What that person said, it's rubbish. What's rubbish?
Oh,
Say it again.
You said there's so many mistakes. Well, continuity can be tricky. Like, you know, you really gotta, like, you just explained it basically. I mean, of why sometimes I think things are like that.
Everybody keeps asking me what I'm drinking. I don't know why, but I'm drinking Remix vodka soda. And if you would like to drink like a fairy, drink Remix raspberry lemon vodka soda.
He's marketing. It's actually, it looks good.
Like, what?
It looks good.
It's almost empty though, so I guess our time is drawing to a close.
It looks good though. I mean, we kind of have that seltzer crap here now. I don't know what it is. I haven't, you know. But I forgot what the hell it's called.
It's very sadly almost empty though, so.
Look at that. Goofball. I know I'm a goofball.
White Claw. What the heck is that?
That's what it is. It's we have over here. It's in a can and it's like a seltzer drink, but it's alcohol. I think it's called White Claw.
Oh, White Claw. It tells you what I know. I don't drink that much actually. I joke about drinking a lot, but I don't drink that much because I just fall asleep at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same with me at this point. At my age, I'm just like, I don't drink it like anywhere near as much as I used to. Well, I haven't in a long time anyway, because my doctor's like, nope. Who does she love? Well, she kind of talked about that a little bit already. Who do you love to work with? Everybody.
I love to work with, I don't know, whoever makes me laugh.
Everybody.
Have I tried to wick it out? They're gross. No, I have not tried that.
Actually, have you ever had the apple cider beer?
I've had apple ciders, sure, absolutely. I like them.
I got obsessed with in Canada.
When I lived in Ireland, we used to drink Bulmers at the end of the night and Strongbow. Where's all my Irish friends? How was it working with Freddie Highmore? Magnifique.
What was
He's so smart. He's so sweet. He's just a talented young man and really sweet. Hello, Hannah. Hi, Hannah.
Clamato juice. I got obsessed with your beer with Clamato juice when I first.
That's called a red eye.
That's how I drink my beer now.
Pretty good stuff. Have yourself a Caesar, then you'll really be my friend.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell are they putting in their beer? And the bartender told me, and I loved it, and I started doing it. We don't have Clamato juice in the bars here, though, so I had to, like...
Eureka. Wow. Sorry, I'm just caught on Eureka. How was it working on Eureka? It was hard because I was like 7 months pregnant, and I was tired.
Yeah.
I forget which kid that was. I don't remember which kid it was. Maybe the second kid? I don't know. First, I don't know.
You
The
did your...
second kid was on V. I gave birth a week later after I was on that show.
Isn't that was with Marina Baccarin?
She was on that show, I think. Yeah, I wasn't with her. I was with Scott. Who's the Party of Five guy?
Oh, Scott. Oh crap.
Him. I was with him.
I was with him. I like Marina Baccarin.
Deadpool. Little Deadpool. I'd like to do some Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds. I'm Canadian. You come. I could be good in your movie. I'll be a fairy.
Watched
There could be a fairy in Deadpool. Deadpool 3.
It technically could be. As crazy as that movie is, there could be a fairy.
She's like the angry fairy. What do you want? Yeah. All right. I'll grant your wish, but I need more cigarettes and vodka.
There you go. You could be Slim Shady.
I could be Slim Shady in Deadpool 3. There we go. Somebody tell Ryan Reynolds.
There you go. It's my nieces are saying they have to go to bed, but can you share a recipe sometime, please, so they could cook, so she could cook it on her YouTube channel.
Okay, I will think on that. Somebody just asked me my favorite French Canadian song. Does Adam Cohen? I guess Adam Cohen would count. He has a song called J'en ai marre, which is pretty. I loved his album, Like a Man, which is pretty much all in English though.
Oh.
But he's a French Canadian singer, technically speaking.
Well, I mean, you can have French Canadian singers that sing in English. I mean, can't you?
I don't. Oh goodness. Hi, sorry. Getting a little intimate.
He's flashing us now.
All of a sudden, there's like 10,000 more people in my life. I'm like,
everybody go to the live.
That's how you do it. I don't know a lot of French Canadian singers. Hot voisin, voisine. I don't know. They're laughing at me now. How could you, Celine Dion? I appreciate her, but I don't like her. Sorry. Désolé.
I appreciate her.
It's not my group. I'm sorry, Belindarella. I know you're cringing somewhere right now because that's her favorite. My favorite dance style. Oh my god. I can barely do the Renegade. I'm working on it.
Who's your favorite actress?
My daughter right now is somewhere like, my favorite actress.
I'm the daughter.
She's the daughter. There she is.
There she is.
I told ya.
Did they hear me?
See, yes, they can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Are you on live?
I am.
Oh, nice.
Are you gonna come and say hello?
Sure.
Come and say hello.
Makes me nervous because I don't like outing my kids.
I think I've only seen the little one. I think I've only met the little one on Skype.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I don't think I met the older one.
It sneaks in.
Actress you work with.
Emotion to portray. Oh, I don't know. Craziness. I love playing crazy. Tu pourrais dire un mot mignon en français pour une vidéo.
Peut-être. Once upon a time.
You know what? I love the word roudoudou. There you go. There's my mot mignon. My daughters really look on like me. Yes, they do. It's true.
Do you have a favorite memory with Sean McGuire?
Not an on-set one, just like hanging out when we were in Paris and we did the People Convention Con, which was really so fun and just a great time. I loved, because Sean's always funny. He just is that kind of guy. He's just really charming and funny and witty, and so he's always fun to be around. And we were playing with Victoria brought What Do You Meme? That was fun.
That sounds like it was probably a hoot. Yeah, Sean's hilarious. I mean, that's natural to him.
My go-to karaoke song. Sorry, I'm trying to check in on these. What's the one that I sang in the movie? I sang in duets. Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Although now it might be different. You know what I'm working on right now? I'm working on piano of what's the song I'm learning, Nahani? Oh, is that her name?
Can I go say hi?
Yes, you can say hi.
Yay! Are you on live stream?
Yep.
Other people?
Hi.
There's 16. Who is that?
Oh no, that number is not right. Usually when this closes, we're like in the hundreds.
Right.
Can they still see me? Oh no, they can't. Hi.
Hi.
What are you talking about?
What are we talking about? Sean McGuire. We're talking about Sean McGuire and karaoke.
I don't know who that is.
What's the song I'm learning? The Selena Gomez song.
Lose You to Love
Promise
Me.
the world and I felt
I'm not
good.
singing. Stop
Yeah,
trying to
that's
judge
what
me.
I'm doing.
She's like, I'm not singing. I said it. Come on, I'm not singing.
You're a good singer.
You people are amazing. Thank you. Oh, it's Brooklyn. My friends are on your live stream. My friends are on your live stream.
My worlds are colliding right now.
They keep
Yes.
asking me for shit.
Out, down, spot. There's another Shakespeare reference for
Bye.
you. 2 in 1 live.
Bye. Can you do your best English accents?
Oh, I can do my best. Lately, my best British has been this woman. I'm not exactly sure why.
I was doing British accents yesterday because I was on live with one of my team members and she's in the UK. And she's
That's
so
my
like,
Maggie.
yeah, it was pretty funny. I think Colin was actually in it because I saw him pop in real quick. He was on that because like it says it on the top and it looks like there's not a lot of people, and then when you close it, there was like hundreds of people, and I was like, that number on top is not a real number. I was like, that number is just like, I think how Instagram just calculate. I don't know what Instagram does.
I don't know. I'm the last person who knows.
You guys with impressions of each other, like they do that at cons too. They're like, can you do impressions of this one and that one? And they're like, Keegan, don't.
We don't all sound like that. No, I never said you sounded like that. I just said that's who I've been doing lately, like in voice auditions. And I auditioned for something I'm not even going to talk about because I'm super mad because I didn't get it, and that was awesome. But that was her accent. Because I was thinking, who would they hire? If they could have anybody they wanted, they'd hire Maggie Smith. So I did Maggie Smith.
Oh, there you go.
Blair or Bella? Blair.
What's your rumple?
Oh,
Okay.
l'assistant français, j'arrive pas à voir. The accent was very accurate. Thank you very much. Can you do a Rebecca Bader impression? No. All I did was, you really are a clever girl. Wasn't that what I said?
That sounded like Bex.
That was really intimidating. I was like, oh crap, what if she's right here. If I screw up her accent, she's standing right there. She's another one who's funny. She's always funny. I liked being on set with her. She makes me laugh. Victoria's like that too. Yeah,
Bex is hilarious. I think her and Sean have a live tomorrow, I believe.
Yes, I think they've been doing it on Sundays.
Yeah,
I think they do it. Yeah.
Sometimes they switch up the dates, but they've been doing it weekly.
And I'll be doing a live soon with, for those of you who are Magicians fans, I don't have my thing here, or else I would put that up, with Sean and Arjun from Magicians. It's something coming up. We'll be announcing it soon, so stay tuned.
Oh, yeah.
There will be more. There will be.
There will be more.
Yeah. Oh, I can't. That's just too far. I can't really read that. Something about Descendants.
After this, I'm probably going to watch Descendants.
Okay. You should. You should. Just fast forward all the unimportant parts and see Belle.
I don't know if I'm wrong, but didn't Frosty do something?
Have you ever
with
seen
Descendants?
so many yellow dresses? I don't even know how they found all those yellow dresses. That's all I can say.
Didn't Frosty
all right,
do
should we
something
grant
with...
some wishes before we go? I don't know. How long do these last? How long? Are we even doing it?
Instagram does that, kicks you off at about an hour. So
we're coming up on it. Oh, no. Well,
we still have,
soon
it'll give me time on the top and it tells you how much time you have left. What about a live with... You got this is a lot of questions. I mean, I get this all the time, guys. You can only put 2 people in lives on Instagram. You see how much trouble they have with the 2 people. I mean, there's we already tried it because because we wanted to we wanted to do one with Mikey and Sean. So I looked into it. I even had one of my tech friends, and I mean, we like Googled it. We did all this stuff. There's no way
to Zoom. There's no Zoom,
but it's not interactive. So it's something you'd have to do and then record and then put on Instagram. It's not interactive. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is interactive.
Periscope? Did you try Periscope? Does it do that?
Periscope, no, it does. It's like it. I don't even. That's just you.
It's 4 a.m. Where are you?
Yeah. Where are you? 2 a.m. They must be. Some of them are in Europe and
Is
they
Z
stay up.
coming out?
She's
If you
frozen.
look at Brandon Christensen's Instagram, or I usually repost if he puts something. I saw something a little while ago about it coming to Shudder soon, so keep an eye out for that. It's good. It's a good little horror movie, especially
Oh,
for
there.
the money that we made it for. For me, that was a great role. That woman went through some serious psychological, and it was great to play. I love that stuff. What does it say? My best moment. Oh, I missed
Oh,
it.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
What did somebody say? They exposed their phone number on a Zoom? What?
Phone number by recording her Zoom. Well, that's not good. How did someone record her Zoom?
I don't know. This makes me nervous. Y'all are making me nervous now. Now I'm never going to do one of these again.
Can't get not this. You
Bad
can't.
enough my kid was here.
You can't get someone's Zoom. You can't get
Stop
some.
it.
First of all, they have to be invited to Zoom because a fan just can't go on someone's Zoom. So I don't even know if that's. I don't know I don't know what about that. Like for Zoom, you have to like invite people that you know onto Zoom. You can't just have people come onto Zoom. Like we use it for work at home now. Like we have Zoom meetings, but you have to like download the app. You have to have the certain ID number to join the thing. You can't just go onto somebody's Zoom.
The woman did it. I don't know.
When you're in it, yeah, you could, but you have to be invited. So if the woman was invited, maybe Pink, I guess, didn't care. I don't know.
Well, she's out. I don't know. She's out now.
But you would think that'd be all over the news.
Pink will like go to her house and kick her ass. That's what I think about. Pink will be like, I'm not taking this
I
crap.
have not heard that news anywhere, so I guess it's not
I
that
haven't either.
big of a deal.
I saw a while back that I think last Halloween they all dressed up as descendants, and I was like, Pink, I'm here. You could have been Belle. I forget who she was, Mal or something.
Yeah, you have to have a password to get into someone's Zoom. You can't just get into someone's Zoom.
I've moved on. I'm talking about Pink now. I
Oh, there was
just
a
take appreciate Pink in general. I love her. I think she's a marvelous role model.
I don't want her phone number. Don't anybody send me anybody's phone. I don't want her phone number.
Do you think
anybody,
she's not going to answer if you call her? She will have already changed her number and moved on.
Anybody who's doing those types of things is messed up. They should not be doing that. And their numbers usually do not show up on Zoom anyway, so I don't know what that'll happen with that. You have
all right,
me.
so how about let's grant a couple of wishes before we go, because I have to go make dinner. In my fancy clothes.
Okay, so you guys get
wishes. You're gonna have a dream about the bun on my head, okay? That's your wish. No, you have to pick another wish.
Okay, guys.
I already get overwhelmed like with the 300 things I follow. I'm like,
realistic wishes.
Maybe here let's do a generalized wish. Who remembers? Probably nobody does. There used to be this show when I was a little kid called Romper Room. You have to grow up in. Do you know Romper Room?
Yeah,
no, I can't.
Romper Room.
Really? You know when they had the thing? She had that like mirror thing with the broken ass mirror. She'd be like, and I see Jimmy and Bobby and Lana and Dana, and they're all having a wonderful day. There. I just granted just generalized wishes is how we're going with it.
There you go.
All right. So shall we do this again at some point in time? We'll see, because now I'm getting like I'm lived out. I did some podcasts and and then now requests are coming in. I'm like, again, it's too much. I only do my hair once a week, so I can't. I'm sorry.
We'll do it down the road because we're all going to be home for a while, so we'll do it down the road. I
do need to start my own kids show. I'm busy trying to start my own grown-up show though, so we'll start with that. But I do have an idea to take my children's book and make it into an animated series, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm always hustling.
That's good. You are. Definitely.
Well, listen, I'm gonna say my goodbyes to everybody and wish all of you, to you, Dan, I know you've had a hard year last year with your health. I wish you good health. And to everybody else out there, I wish you and yours to be healthy stay safe, stay home, do your best to stay away from other people. Let's just keep doing what we're doing, keep this curve flattening. It's a hard time for everybody. And if we all really buckle down, we can get through this. So let's stick with it, all right?
Preach, Slim Shady, preach.
I'm doing.
Do it, girl. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Love to you guys all. Be safe.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks for
Magic.
guys.